All right, Taylor, we had our guesses. Who was the closest?
You were.
I was. Yeah.
And you were still off.
Yeah. So this is probably the biggest haul we've ever had in one time.
Ever in one day.
And what's the total? Drum roll, please. Holy cow.
That was a really good run.
So here we are. We're at the tail end of these 4 gigantic projects we did. They were all multiple unit condo projects. One of them was just a bunch of metal buildings for the city of Fort Myers. So anyway, we finally got caught back up on the scrap. If you take a look around here, you see how much has been cleaned up. We got just a little bit left here. This dumpster right here, this black dumpster, we normally put extruded aluminum in that. That extruded aluminum, at the prices that they're willing to pay on the other coast, would be $4,000 a load instead of $2,000 a load. So we're looking at it very seriously. We may make the drive. I think this company here makes so much money off of us, they're not gonna let us walk. So we're gonna see. So we're gonna do this video again on Monday. And I don't know. I think it's gonna have a 3 in front of it. I'm not sure. It's a lot. It's very heavy. We had to redo this truck because there was too much weight on one side. We had to unload it and reload it this morning because we were afraid it was going to blow out one side of the truck. But if you look at the tires here, you see how squatted down the truck is? That's a lot of weight. And then we're going to have that whole trailer as well. And they're finishing up these last couple of condensers, and we've used this as an opportunity to clean up the whole yard. It's a trailer, it's got compressors, Bear Bright on it, aluminum. This truck is very heavy, tons and tons of copper keep coming out of these buildings, some Bear Bright. This has been one of our best videos, and we're back here again. This time we've got, what do you think, we got more stuff than we've had before, Bernard? What do you think? I see that big smile.
Yeah,
So do you,
more than what we had the last time.
most that we've got so far recently has been $12,000. We think that this load, it's concentrated. We've done a better job scrapping. We've used some of the things that we learned from the YouTube videos, some of the things that people have kind of interacted with us in. Talon took some of those comments and he went to the other coast. He found a company that would give us better pricing. We brought it back to these guys, and all of a sudden they are going to give us a lot better pricing. So here we are at the scrapyard again. Bernard's guess is 10 grand. What's your guess?
I'll be between 17 and 20.
Okay, I'm going to say 25. I don't know. We'll see. I'm always low.
What do you guys got?
18, 20.
18. Let's get the trailer unloaded, and then they come out, disconnect it, and then we can bring the van in.
Okay, so we'll just do this first.
Yeah.
All right, no problem. Well, that's Talon running in.
Can you cut like 10 pounds off me when you film it?
Yeah, we'll edit that out.
And this is us heading into the scrapyard. Both the trucks are getting there. We're already there waiting for them. That's me showing them where to park. And we're going to go in. And because of Talon taking the time to network through some of the other companies, he found a company on the other coast that would do a better price. We brought this back to this company and said, hey, what do you think? We're going to go to the other coast unless you guys can get close. There's practically nobody here on a Monday morning. At this point, we're thinking Monday morning was a great idea. A little bit later on, not so much. Okay, at times it's going to sound like I'm yelling at you. I'm not. We can't hear in here. The more cars get in here, you can't hear, so I'm yelling for you to do stuff. Okay? So pay attention to what I'm going to show you what to do, and we'll get out of here quickly. Okay, so I'm gonna run and get carts. You guys are gonna put one material in the cart at a time, okay? But I'm not yelling at you. I'm yelling, but I'm not yelling at you. Okay. So right now, let's just get everything disconnected, get it ready, put the straps away. All right, so here we are, we're getting started, and we're putting one type of material into each bin. Now these are aluminum. Okay, you see how these are all aluminum? There's no copper in them? Put them in there. If they got copper in them, you see how they got copper? Put them in there. The radiators, there's two types of radiators. One radiator has copper in it. The other radiator is just nothing but aluminum, and there are significantly different values for both of them.
Electric motors, right? Yeah. Just making sure, hey, gotta get paid.
So Taylor is back there talking to everybody. It's kind of cool. We're the only game in there right now. This little old lady showed up and she parked her car in a bad spot, because if you have a nice car like that, you definitely don't want to park there, because that's where all the carts are. And the wheels don't work very good on the carts. You don't want to get bumped into.
Yeah, copper, aluminum.
So here we are, cart number 2. Everything's looking good. The person that we've had some issues with isn't here today. It looks like that's good.
Copper, aluminum rads, right? That's what it's called.
We had some dialogue with the company after
David,
this
hold that
video.
cart.
They were telling us we can't film anymore.
Just
You
hold
know,
it.
Taylor,
Just
he's like, what? He said, you got something to hide? What's the problem? And he explained to us that there is one of the workers there didn't want to be on camera. And he said, well, then tell them to be off. Or when we get here, have them go off or have them serve someone else. This is part of our business model. The problem is that you are giving them crap on our comments. They're telling us about things like number 3 copper.
Yeah, all the ends.
And explaining that it's copper that has gluing and paint on it. Well, that's not what number 3 copper is in the industry. Number 3 copper is the sheet copper, according to them and according to what you see on Google.
The official name would be like we'll call it inside number 3. Just makes it easier than saying sheet button.
We're going to use every cart they got. How many carts do you think it's going to take? How many carts do you think the total amount will be? Is it going to be 20 or 30 or 40 or 50?
There you go, David. Yep. Here's where they get you. It's right here. So they didn't cut the ends off, so they want to knock down the whole load.
Talon just brought back something we forgot to cut the ends off of that. They would have downgraded that to 10 cents a pound if we didn't take that back. It's $1.50 a pound once you cut the ends off. Interesting in how this plays in their favor so much.
I think these are just aluminum ends. I know. It's not worth much.
But the reality of it is, the reason that they do that is somebody's got to prepare it for the new customer, whoever's going to buy it. And the preparation of that, either if we don't do it when we bring it in, they got to spend the labor to do it. And, you know, somebody's got to do it. So that's the way it works. They pay you more if you'll do the preparation for them. And if you don't, a lot of times they're going to just give you 10 cents a pound.
Aluminum rims.
It's just a crazy ripoff. Nice industry to be in. So you either do it right or we pay you nothing. You know, not cool. So the stuff that's on the very top is degraded quite a bit and it's in rough shape.
Here's another copper one.
And it's taken in at a different price point.
You're welcome. Oh, just on the fuzzy stuff? Different plates too.
So you're going to see Talon pull this stuff off the top. So it's basically...
All right, I'll pull this off the top.
It's got a lot of corrosion on it. That's the problem. This camera shot makes this place look very small. It is not very small. This place is huge. So everything has to go into a separate cart. Eventually, because we run them out of carts, the guy says, hey, just start bringing over your cans. The reason he doesn't want to do that is because he has to take the item, weigh it, take it, dump the can, bring the can back, weigh the can again, so he knows how much to take off.
Pull the can. As a group. Okay, roll it. Bernard.
So here we are. This is all Bear Bright. Look at how much weight that is. It's taken 4 of us to manhandle that whole thing. And that whole cart's just full of that. And that Bear Bright was in the $4.50 range, if I remember what Talon said, which was going to be like the $3.50 range if we didn't do our due diligence like we did. It's going to be interesting. The guy who called us from this company said, well, you can't film here anymore.
You got B&S on this? I know there's like 1 or 2 dark pieces in there, but I'll pull it out if you want.
And Talon said, well, you need to figure this out because counting this load and everything else we brought into you in the last 5 weeks, you're talking about $50,000. He says, now, if we brought you $50,000 worth of stuff, well, we're pretty sure you made $50,000 or maybe you made $100,000. So if you want to do without our $50,000, that's up to you. We're not going to start doing less. And for us to drive across the alleyway and go to this other company, which obviously we don't have any track record with, don't know anything about them other than they're very aggressive with their pricing. They may be a real pain in the butt to deal with. You know, some of the other yards here, the reason we deal with this yard is they're somewhat organized. I do think that they would take advantage of you in a minute and not have any problem with it. I've seen them do it. I've seen them do it to us. You guys have seen them do it. More or less what's going on is if we go across the alleyway, we figured out this load here, we would have made another $4,400. So is it worth driving over there? Problem is out of convenience and able to film this quickly, we end up having 7 or 8 guys here, which you can't do that. If I drive across the alleyway, I'll have 2 drivers, myself, and probably 1 helper. So, and it'll be an all-day thing. Your time is valuable. You got to figure out what that is.
I got it.
Hey, Dave, stay with him. Stay with him for a minute. You know what? We were just bringing our truck to put it. So right here, we're trying to get our other truck in here, and that white truck pulled in and kind of getting in the way. We don't have this van completely empty yet. A lot of the things that you're seeing, it might look like we're sorting things, and we're not. They're just too big to put into cans. So we have a lot of sheet aluminum that's on the truck. I mean, normally if we only had like 1 or 2 items, they'd send you over the scale with that sheet aluminum and have you throw it out outside. But since we have so many different items, they're just going to put up with it. So that'll end up on like 5 or 6 carts because it's so much. It's just big and it's not heavy at all. It's just really big. Don't pay a lot for it either.
That's cheaper, so that's going to go by itself. All right, all that sheet aluminum can go in 1 cart. Yeah, save it for the rest. Save it for the rest.
These electric motors, look at the size of this electric motor. We had that electric motor on eBay, and it's funny, one of the other videos, somebody had seen one of the other electric motors we were throwing away, and they had seen it on eBay, and they had actually thought about buying it, and we ended up scrapping it. They only have so much room. That motor right there, we had it up for sale for like 8 months. There's just only so much room, and you know, and it's not terrible that you get scrap metal. It probably was $20 or $30 worth. It was like 400 pounds just for that one motor. Might have been 300 pounds, but it was a lot.
How much is it weigh? 473 pounds. 38 out of the cart. Big motor.
So basically what I do here is I kind of oversee and I run and get carts. I watch and I run and get more carts and more carts and more carts and more carts. And I'm really nice to everybody around us because we're trying to get around them and get them to accommodate us so we can get in and out quickly.
Last time I was here, they wanted everything in a cart. Okay, all right.
This guy right here that's helped us out, he's a smart guy. He gave us some little pointers, very nice stuff to know. Somebody from there emailed us, basically said that they're moving to another location because of that. I don't know if it's true or not or what the whole story is. There's always more to the story.
I got a little bit of extruded mixed in, but it's mainly gutters on the bottom, all sheet stuff.
That's an example right there. There was some extruded mixed in with the sheet. The sheet's less expensive than the extruded. So, you know, me and the way I do business and the way we do business, we would give you a little bit more money for that. But the way they work it is they're going to end up giving us less because of it.
All right, so this looked like an absolutely beautiful day to do this. And I guess everybody scrapped on the weekend, so they're here. So they got all this additional people here. So they don't have enough carts for just us, so now they got storage solutions here, and I wonder if their boss knows they're here. And all these other guys are coming in here doing their scrap. They scrapped this weekend, they're here. So now I learned a lesson about Mondays. So Talon's over there, we're just getting this truck here unloaded. This is not one of the major trucks. We were gonna back in back there, but obviously another truck showed up and they got a lot of scrap too. So that's our update for right now. thrilled with what I see. I think we're going to make a lot of money on the slopes.
So the glasses, I don't wear glasses. Those glasses are camera glasses. So they didn't really work too well. I accidentally turned them off while we were in the middle of doing this thing. So they didn't really work that well, but we're going to try it. The other thing is when I'm walking around, you're bobbing around so much, it's hard to see. We're getting all the sheet aluminum out, and we're almost done with it. I got one of the really long carts so we could get the long pieces.
This is sheet aluminum.
All right, is there any more Romex on there?
This guy right here, man, we like him a lot. I think his name's Tim. Ordinary dude, doing his job, doing it in a good way. We're asking a lot of questions. We're not questioning him. We're just learning, you know. Every time, we don't do this every day. You do something every day, you get really good at it. So we don't do this every day, so we're learning. I only know the bits and pieces I picked up over the years. I just know to watch them if, you know, like this bin right here. They could actually justify in their minds. I've seen them do it before, and I've had them do it to me. They'll see 2 or 3 things in there with ends on them, and they will, instead of giving you, let's say, the $1.50 a pound, they'll downgrade it to like 65 cents a pound. And they won't say a word to you about it. And they think that that's okay. And I think that's just horse crap, you know, because we spent the time and the money. We're not scrapping this stuff as a sideline for us. This is part of our business model. It's part of our profit centers. We have like 5 different profit centers, and this is one of them. So when we do something, we're doing it to the best of our ability. We're learning and we're growing, and we're not trying to screw anybody, but we don't want to get screwed either. And you should see all the comments on these videos. A couple of our best videos have been around scrap metal. A lot of people, they got a really, really bad taste in their mouth when talking about scrap yards.
Borderline because of the gluing on it, they say, but once we get to some of these more dirtier ones, that's when they're going to really start questioning it.
And watching the guys take their stuff over the scale, and they got like 2 or 3 pieces in a pretty good sized pile, not a big pile like we bring in, but a big pile for them. And you know, most likely this is their money to live on. This is their money to get lunch on, or to fix their tire or something like that. And they have no problem just downgrading their load by 50% and not saying a word about it. And that goes into lying, cheating, and stealing. I just don't believe in it. I believe that you do good work, you do a good job, observe the golden rule. And I'm not saying we're perfect. We do the best we can. And I'm sure that people are all the time trying to hide things from these guys. We're not those guys. You can see it on the videos. That number 3 copper that they took in for us, you know, they cheated us. Whether they meant to or not, from our standpoint, it was a cheat.
Hassling me as much about the trash cans. If he can lift them, he says leave them in there.
Okay, they're heavy. That's heavy as
Those 2 screen doors right there, that's cast aluminum. Some of it's sheet aluminum, but the majority of it's cast aluminum.
All right, Kenny. So this is going pretty good. Even with all these people here, we're doing really good. I'm pretty happy with our progress so far.
These are all electric motors. A lot of those electric motors came off of the outside condensers.
It's all the solder end.
What you just saw there, that was all copper. That's where you cut off all the solder, and that's a lower grade of copper.
You think we could get away with backing our van in?
Are you going to pull that out?
I'm just going to take that out and we'll hook the trailer to the next van.
All right.
This right here, the one can is clean brass. The other can is dirty brass.
Yeah, grab that side. We're going to take this out of here. Ready?
So this is where they were telling us to just bring the whole cans, and it's heavy. That's heavy, heavy, heavy. Curious to see how many pounds that is. And that one, they'll probably just dump it over into the can. Lewis there, he was helping out a lot. He's doing a lot more than he really has to. It's very beneficial to us to have them guys helping us. We get out of there quicker if they do.
That's clean. This is dirty.
You notice all the carts are gone.
Let me make sure I'm talking right. Yeah, this is the clean.
Between us and the other guys, every single cart is being used.
It's a heavy can.
I believe I counted them when I got there. I think there was like 30 carts available for us. And within, probably 15 minutes, they were all being used. So There's Talon dumping out the dirty brass, throwing the cans back on the truck. Okay, here we go. We got our spot back for our other truck so we can start unloading.
All right, this might.
I do have one in the truck, just in case. Oh, there's the water!
There you go. The water is jumping out trying to get me. And this one is the heavy truck. We got both the trucks here. We're getting everything situated, getting all the cans inside the box truck and getting it on its way.
Are you gonna bring that in here?
I backed it up.
So what we're doing right now is we're trying to get, I think it's all Romex. And again, it's a tremendous amount.
Okay, this is all Romex. Oh yeah, you do. You have it. Is that Romex? Yeah, it looks the same. Go ahead, throw it in here. That's not the same. See what that is. Yeah, Romex. So set that down there for now, and then we'll get the one underneath it. So help him set that one down. It doesn't go in here. Just set it down. Just let the can ain't gonna. The can don't mean nothing. So just let it hit. That's Romex again. Help him with that. All right, the green stuff. Put it in this one.
So on these, you see where they didn't cut the ends off? So they marked the whole load down. So we're gonna take them back, cut them off, and then we'll recycle them.
That little bit of scrap on there, that's stuff that we didn't process properly, so we put it back on the trailer. But like this Storm Solutions truck here, I know that they've had problems in the past. I've seen it where people are, they're leaving their job sites and taking that's all dirty brass. They're leaving their job sites and going to the scrapyard and getting money on the clock. And so insult to injury, not giving the money to who it belongs to.
Or electric motors.
Again, those are all electric motors coming off of the outside condensing units. We're getting a lot of those right now because we're tearing down so many of these condominium buildings. So every one of those units on each of these properties, and these properties were gigantic, have, at least an inside one part of the AC system outside. So here we go. This is more of the copper. Now this has the bluing on it. So if they do the same thing they've been doing, it'll be about 10 cents less.
Minus the bin, that's about 300 pounds of insulated number one, which to us is about 360 a pound, 320 a pound. See the black paint and the bluing on it? They're gonna ding us for that.
Now that's Bear Bright. Bear Bright, as far as I know, is the highest type of copper that you can bring in. And I hear people talking to us about you need to strip all your copper in that, and we are going to make an attempt to do that. Through this process, through having so many things to scrap for so long, we do like an hour every morning with a bunch of guys, and we've been able to get pretty good at it.
That one can is 900 change. No, this guy is great. Oh, no. Hey, Dave, this guy says, I love when you guys come. You bring a lot of stuff.
Yeah. Did he really? You want him to dump it in here?
Yeah.
Come on. He's going to dump it in here.
Not those, though.
Huh?
This is clean enough to be number one.
All right. What about Can we keep them into cans?
You can. I'll see if he says something.
Hey guys, let's just keep them right into cans. Put them 1, 2, 3. We're out of carts. I'm gonna keep watching for carts. So just put dirty. Is that clean enough to be? Hey, Talon, drag that over there. Let it hit the ground. Let it hit the ground. Just let it hit the ground so you don't hurt yourself. Now drag it. Both of you. All right, hold this steady. I'm gonna go find up more cans.
Yep. Can we put this in here real quick?
Yeah.
That's number one. Hey, 1 and 2, there's a big difference. I gotta make
So
sure.
the drama today is the fact that they're asking us not to film here anymore, and we're telling them, well, that's part of our business model. If you don't want us filming here, we're not going to bring our scrap in here. So they weren't real firm on that, and then got a comment from someone. I think it is that person. Wasn't sure if it was a he or she. I went back and forth on the video, he. I couldn't tell. And they told me something that I'm not going to say online, but we got an email from there that basically said that you're making people lose their jobs. And I'm like, I didn't respond to it. How do I make people lose their jobs because they're doing something they shouldn't be doing? I mean, come on. It's not me. It's the comments. It's the comments that are coming through on YouTube that are saying, you know, hey, there is no number 3. What are you talking about, number 3? You know, apparently there is a number 3, but it's sheet copper. So here we are. We got another thing of copper. I'm not sure why I brought that one can over by itself.
I haven't pulled the one with the duct tape on it out of there.
All right, you guys take that? Thank you.
You want it in a cart?
So here we are. This is more copper, and this is all copper with either paint or gluing on it. Right there's Kenny. That's our editor. He is very good at his job.
I'll keep looking for carts.
It's a lot of saving. This is all clean one right here. I know. See that?
Yeah.
That's number 1.
Yeah.
See all this really nasty stuff?
Yeah.
And knock it down to number 2.
That's number 2.
Number 2.
Okay. Do you have a number 3?
Sheet copper. I call it sheet copper.
Would you ever mark this as number 3? There you go. The lady doesn't like you.
That's sheet copper. That's flat.
Why does that one
like a
lady
really,
here
really
that works here, why would she mark? Unbelievable. I'll tell you what, I interact with a lot of people and they're like, there ain't no such thing as number 3.
It's sheet copper. That's what they grade it.
Me, I'm not challenging them. I'm asking clarifying questions. I'm wanting to know. You know, it's a lot of work to do this extra stuff. It's good for us. It's good for the environment. It's good for the scrapyard. It's good for the people we're working for because we're pricing things more aggressively because we want to get the jobs and the scrapping and the repurposing and stuff. That all helps out. It all helps out. Everything we do where we get money coming in helps us do things at a price point where we can be fiercely competitive.
This is copper.
I don't know if it's who it is.
This weighs, right here, this
Like
weighs 15 pounds.
This is
Copper, you can see it in
When she
here.
says number
It's
3
got a
last number,
silver
she knocked
coating
down
on
like
it.
3 loads of them.
This is a bus bar for a electrical panel, a gigantic electrical panel. These came out of that shopping center we were working on.
Okay.
This right here is about 400 pounds. Very heavy.
That's not me.
So all that in there, that's all copper.
What we got left, Bernard?
We have more coppers.
Which number?
These are number 2s. And then we have more wires in the back. We haven't got through yet. And a lot of motors, compressors,
Moving right along.
X wires.
What do you?
The stainless?
No, this is copper.
Oh, that would be sheet copper. You get bus bars, but so you guys make paperwork for it. I do this.
Okay. Oh, you're gonna do this one?
I'm gonna do that one. Wait.
Hey, make sure nobody gets here.
Okay.
Right here.
I need a blue card over here, Lee, if we can find one.
See, like this. With this, the galvanized on it, that downgrades down to.
So what if I shaved all that off?
And technically you get
Fair, right?
nice and shiny. Yeah.
Because this is 20, 30 pounds right here. So how much is it worth bus is bus?
I think right now with sheet copper, I think it's $265, I believe.
Okay. I'll remember.
Around there for mine.
I'll use it for next time.
But if you want to take sandpaper or something and just clean it up nice and bright and shiny,
Yeah, I got you.
you're gonna spend the time to clean it.
All right, I got you. We're gonna do that next time. Save that. Yep. Think we can get that up on top? good. Pull it out. Still help you. Close enough. Number 2. $1,180 right there. If I was going to tip guys at the scrapyard, I'd tip those 2 guys.
Yeah, well, if we're allowed, we will. Can we just drag you?
This stuff's got to go in a blue bin. So,
Well, we're completely out of bin.
okay.
I have them drag. Hey, you guys can help him drag the cans over and put them in that other van.
We got the truck in a little bit closer. We are almost done, and we're down to
got any more blue
nothing but
bins?
heavy copper and heavy wire.
I go get it.
Yeah? Thank you.
So we're hunting carts. So meanwhile, this guy shows up here. I've seen this guy scrapping since back in the days when I was driving around on the street scrapping. I've seen him in 15 different trucks. And look at this guy, he's in flip-flops. He's been doing this forever. And he does good. He just sorts it out on the street as he goes. And then he'll come in here and sometimes he'll just scrap 1 or 2 or 3 things. And the next time you see him scrapping everything that's on his trailer. And works for him. I'm up inside a hotel, and I guess the room next to me must have a bunch of people in it clapping. It's interesting. In your hotel room, huh? So that's more, it looks like more Romex. This is all number 2, which means it's got paint or bluing on it. Because of the bluing, it's going to be a little bit less than number 2. It is from what I understand, like 10% less. I don't know if he negotiated that out or not.
What the number 1 rule is, right? Don't hurt the day.
That's number 1. I got to try.
All right, you should be able to pull it. All right, cook. All right, good.
597 minus 162. That's another wrap load of copper. Here we are loading up more copper. And again, all of this has got tarnished. All of it's got bluing on it. Not much paint, a lot of bluing.
There you go. Yeah, it's all number 2.
It's all good though. I mean, it's still a shit ton of money.
It's about $1,200 a van.
That's up. You got it.
He ain't going for that.
Just watch your trailer back there.
If I can get that bluing down to like 10% or less, down.
Another blue cart completely full of that. So another 500 pounds minus 162. I can't believe that anybody's bringing in more volume than we are.
This is aluminum plating.
These are compressors. Basically, these are what you have inside your air conditioning unit, your outside unit of an air conditioner. The heaviest, each one of them weighs 40, 50 pounds. That barrel right there probably weighs 1,000 pounds. Or at least 500 for sure.
Pick up dead people.
Go ahead.
Watch yourself.
We have what you call a log jam.
These cans can take this abuse over and over and over, and the brute cans can't take it. They're just not heavy duty
Is
enough.
this it for the condensers? That's it? All right, all the rest of the electrical motors, put them there.
So here we are taking all the condensing units. Now we got another electric motor. I think we have like another 10 of those. I mean, we sorted this stuff out pretty good, but it's still an effort. So 961 pounds minus 162. I'm not sure what we get for those. Getting down to the last little nitty gritty.
All right, hey, let me have that wire. Just send it down here.
I can go.
Now we're getting into wire. This is the kind of wire right here where we're going to start stripping. We didn't strip all of it here. We stripped some of it.
Right,
We
Johnny?
didn't
That's
strip
gotta
all
go
of
in a
it.
blue cart.
And in the future,
That one
we'll
I can
start
take as
doing
a
that.
trash can?
Again, getting the guys trained up and having, you know, we're running 130 guys this time of the year. Between unloading trucks and straightening stuff out and throwing
mind
things
us, we're just
away
working
and
it.
all that stuff, we keep everybody really busy for about an hour before they
You
go
want 'em
out
in
on their
bins, or are they
jobs.
good like
It really
this?
works out to help us be able to do the
Yeah, it's all
scrapping
different
and the recycling part of what we're doing.
That's going to be number 1. I think this one down here is number 2. Oh, yeah, that's number 2.
You see that can right there? That's a normal garbage can, and it just can't take the weight. It blew the whole can out. So that stuff right there, that's the copper wire number 2, kind of the gold.
It looked like it was the other stuff for a minute. Shake, shake, shake.
And this,
Shake your
again, this is
booty.
more Romex. And that Romex gets in there, it's hard to get it out.
I get all this in there.
So the other bull-headed guy there, his name's Dave too. And he's a good worker. He uses his brain. He thinks it's awesome.
I don't think so. You gonna help me?
You know, that Tim guy there, he doesn't have to help lift stuff. It's not part of his equation. So all of that right there are the copper ends. They are what we cut off of the copper to make it number 1. And it'll have solder on it, it'll have paint on it, and all that stuff's brought in at a different price point. This is all
this in a blue
aluminum,
bin?
and what it is it's the casing that goes around commercial wire. It'll have that really heavy-duty copper wire inside of it, so if there's a fire, the fire goes off inside of the casing and it doesn't start a fire in the building. They require that kind of wiring in these high-rises so that little electrical fires don't kill a bunch of people.
Regular electric motors. That's all Romex.
So again, we're back into this. This is this heavier duty number 1 wire, and we got a lot of it. A lot.
All right, so this stuff here, we bought a couple more strippers. We're going to start stripping this stuff in the future. Same? Is it the same? Pull.
So there's the electrical motors again, the last couple that we have. We're getting to the tail end of the load. Look at all them cans we got sitting here. So we're at cart number 52.
Okay. What's up?
Is that it? Okay, here's your next card. Got to pull it up a little bit.
Number 1?
Hey, if I buy a stripper,
I did. Had 2 delivered this morning.
Leave it like that for a second.
So that's what I'm saying. We're going to start stripping all this out and then selling it as
All right, it
bare
should
bright.
all come out.
Same thing? Yep. Go ahead, flip it over. Go towards that corner though. Do what? There you go. Or number 1?
Yeah.
We're almost done.
He said, pull it out, pull it out.
Or number 1.
All right, that's it. We're down to this one last barrel. Thank God. We're gonna keep one of the barrels in there. It's got some pretty major wire in it. We just bought some wire strippers, but this is another Bear Bright. This is the last one we got, a Bear Bright. Is that it? Minuto? You do that, I'll start handing these up. All right, one of you guys come down here and the other one feed these to Bernard.
Lee, don't break a sweat, buddy. Remind me to fire Lee later.
Kick that out.
What? Oh, that guy is so mad, whatever. I think this is from the grocery store. I think it's what's left. Holy crap. It's only $5 grand now, but half our stuff is zeroed out, so it doesn't really matter. I can tell you that.
It's the big numbers. 23.
The only two things that have prices is number 2 copper and aluminum sheet clean, and those prices are wrong. We're gonna get more than that. So
We're thinking over 20 grand.
we had 1,800 pounds of those sealed units.
Condensers.
That tells you how many AC systems we take apart.
Hey, so what was the deal with bringing back some of those?
Oh, got another tip of the day. Got 2 of them.
Okay.
So they take this as copper sheeting because of what they paint over this. He said if you take a wire brush to this turns into Bear Bright. So it goes from like $1.75 to $4.30.
130?
Huh?
130?
Yeah.
It's on those big ones.
So what was the other tip of the day? If you take the wire, the ends of the wires.
If you cut the ends of the wires off and you take the ends, the plugs with the rubber on them, you throw them in a bucket, they'll take it as refinery brass. Which I don't know what refinery brass is worth,
Probably
but
do a chemical application and get it off quicker than taking a brush.
some vinegar or something, take it off maybe.
YouTube videos.
Oh, thank you. We're in the middle of doing one right now.
Oh, yeah, that's cool. Oh, there we go.
We're trying to figure out if it's 20,000 or 30,000.
There we go.
Definitely 30,000.
Huh?
It's definitely over 30,000.
So you're in the junk removal business then?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So did you learn the secret about junk removal? Did you learn the secret about junk removal?
No, what's the secret? Price right?
Get him started. He'll be here for an hour and a half talking to you.
Well, you got to make money coming and going. Okay? So you go get that stuff, try to go to Naples, and you bring that stuff back and you sell it. We've been doing that. We do like $1 million a year. Reselling stuff.
I saw that.
Yeah.
That's smart.
It is. It really works. So we started doing junk removal, and eventually we morphed into a demolition company. But we still do the junk removal, and we do the demolition only to get stuff to sell. The money's in selling stuff because you can get, oh my God, the amount of money. The junk removal business, there's only so much money, and there's so many more guys in it than there were.
That's true.
So if you get corporate accounts, I never did get corporate accounts, but the way we did it, it got us ahead so fast it's not funny.
I see you everywhere. I see you on Fort Myers Beach. I see you in Naples. I see you in Bonita. I see you in Fort Myers. I saw your trucker then. Where's he at? Yeah, wow.
It's
You definitely made a name for yourself here. It's amazing.
Oh, well, thank you. Appreciate that. What is your first name?
Ivan.
Ivan?
Yes, sir.
David Lockwood.
Good to meet you, sir.
Nice to meet you. What's your last name?
Gordienko.
Gordienko. What is your company name?
239 Joe Removal.
All right,
I'm
cool.
out of Bonita too.
Oh, no kidding. Cool.
Yeah, I live in Cape, but that's where my location is.
Yeah, it's a good spot. Nice to meet you. Nice talking to you.
Yellow brass,
So I'm
250.
gonna go pick this guy's brain real quick. So we did a scrap metal run here, and there was a girl or a guy, I don't know if it was a girl or a guy, they're doing number 3
So you know.
copper. You wouldn't believe the outrage all over the
He does.
country.
He is.
What the hell is number 3? They're like, they're screwing you.
The official name would be sheet light copper. We call it inside number
Oh, my-
3. Just makes
sorry.
it easier to say sheet.
What she
327.
told us was copper with bluing on it.
It's paint or sheet copper.
Okay, well, we
that's
did
number
have
one.
some with paint on it, but the bluing. So the bluing is, everybody's saying is number 2.
Yeah.
I've been doing this for 30 years, and I don't pretend to be an expert, but never ever heard of that before.
Some-
Never had anybody do anything about the bluing either until just recently.
Some places too, when
Number
we
2?
sell it, they don't care about the bluing.
Yeah.
But some places do,
Oh, he
so
didn't
just
give me a
to make
price
it
for
easier,
number 2.
you know what I mean?
I need you. Dad, Taylor needs you actually.
Okay, sorry. Peter, hey, nice to meet you.
Hey, that's
Okay.
Behave yourself. You going in this way or that way?
What was the other one we didn't get? The rads? The radiators. Yeah, those. What about the one from earlier that we skipped over? Remember? I know you did. This was a lot. I think it was radiators is what it was.
Yeah, aluminum radiators.
Aluminum radiators.
Yeah, in my think.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Roll-offs that big.
Hey, could you add a 1 on there? Could you put a 1 in front of the...
We'll bring you lunch next time. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Nice finally meeting you, man.
Yeah, nice to meet you. I'll let you know next load, probably a month or so. We'll be back.
Tearing down a
So
couple more really big buildings.
Okay, cool.
we'll get you taken care of. Thank you.
What are you thinking? Woohoo!
So
That's enough lunch money for like a whole, at least 5 months.
what's the most you got when you took that copper from Maliko? 26?
God, I wish I remembered.
I want to say one of them was 26, but that was the most.
Yeah, oh yeah, well, no, yeah.
I mean, this is the biggest haul of one day for us, isn't it?
All right, Taylor, we had our guesses. Who was the closest?
You were.
I was. Yeah,
And you were still off by 10 grand.
yeah. So this is probably the biggest haul we've ever had in one time.
Ever in one day.
And what's the total?
Drum roll.
Drum roll, please.
$33,137.86.
Holy cow.
That was a really good run.
What's number 1 going for?
Number 1 insulated copper, we had 2,991 pounds, and he gave us $3.27 a pound.
So
which
this
was
all came from
$9,800.
This all came from Taylor making calls around to figure out who's had their prices at a certain level. He took their prices and came here and said, look guys, we don't think you're really treating us right. Here's these prices, you want to match them? Or we're going to drive over to the other coast. So Kyle had to go out on the limb for us there, and we interviewed him earlier, and he basically said, you know what, we want to keep your business on this coast because they know that we're basically taking it to where they're taking it, but they got different pricing than we do, of course. So basically, if we go to Miami, we're dealing with the guys that are putting it on a ship and sending it over to overseas, or where whoever needs it, if it's California or if it's Denver or whatever. So they were smart enough to say, you know what, these guys are bringing in enough stuff, can give them premium prices. So that's what we got. So go ahead.
So just for reference, number 1 insulated copper, we got $9,780. The first offer they gave us would have paid us $6,200. So just because we made some extra phone calls on that one item, we got an extra about $3,000.
And it's not just him. He made those calls. He's
we.
driving around, running his butt off, doing the bidding and stuff, and he's in between calls, he's calling around trying to figure out how we get the best pricing. So, all right, man, that's good stuff. So it's Remove It Pro's Demolition, and we thank you for watching, and we'll see you on the next video. Thank you for watching our video. If you enjoyed what you saw, please subscribe and leave us a like. I will see you on the next video.